Arwen Becker's with us, owner of Becker Retirement Group.
Is Arwen Becker, owner of Becker Retirement Group. And Arwen, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Arwen Becker, founder of Becker Retirement Group.
Arwen Becker, a financial advisor, author, speaker, and the owner of Becker Retirement Group.
Arwen Becker.
Arwen Becker.
Arwen Becker, thank you.
I think you're the biggest teacher of smart women, smart retirement now in the country.
Arwen, great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
By the time I got into high school, I had figured out how I was going to solve my financial issues. Came up with a plan. Plan was pretty simple. Just find a nice boy, and he'll provide for me financially. So I was 15 years old. I met a young man. We dated throughout high school. He was going to the University of Washington while I had full ride scholarship offers to play volleyball at University of South Florida and Colorado State. So I declared to my mom and my coaches, I'm going to the University of Washington, which meant I gave up my scholarships to do that. But 4 years later, I was the first of my friends to get married, the first to buy a home. And so it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I arrived. And in early 2000, I was the first of my friends to get divorced. Oh, no. So I had never at this point ever had to pay for any of my own bills, ever. So I needed to go get what everybody called a real job. And the reason they called it that is because I have a Bachelor of Science in zoology. I own a financial planning firm. That makes sense. And that was over 19 years ago. I went on one job interview. And that one job interview, that gentleman who hired me became my business mentor, my business partner, eventually my husband, and the father of our 3 boys, Randy. The interesting part about owning a financial planning firm over all these years, one of the things that we as a company have seen a tremendous need for is all of you. I love helping people never feel that way that I felt as a child financially. My mom did what the majority of women will do. She handled it. This strong woman who was tired of being broke, and she handled it.
Because it gives me chills, because you're right. My grandmother, she handled it. Yeah. My grandfather wasn't dealing, and she had to deal. Yeah. And she handled it, and that one decision changed the entire destiny of her family.
The good news is, women, we hold more wealth in the country now than men do. Yes, fantastic. In the next 20 years, they're estimating a transfer of about $30 trillion via inheritance, right?
Those are the global stats, yeah. Women are going to control over 60% of the wealth worldwide within 20 years.
So as you can see, I find it very important to make sure that women are well educated in what's going on. I know that there are thousands and millions of women who are just like my mom, who will give and give and give to the people that they love and cherish, and will often sacrifice themselves because of it. Facts are the facts. 80% of men die married, and 80% of women die single. So if you don't have a plan, your husband won't be around to see if it didn't work. He will have passed away. He may have even drained the assets for care. And the facts are 80% of women, widowed women on Social Security, live below the poverty line. And the majority of them didn't when their spouses were living. What I know about women is they're not flaky, they're just busy. They're busy doing things that matter. Because women will spend on average 15% of their working years caring for children, caring for ailing family members. You're likely gonna be the last woman standing. That's why it's so vital for anyone, whether it be couples, singles, married widow, to be able to sit down and talk to somebody who has walked that journey over and over, and to know that what we did in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s to build those assets are gonna be there down the road. What this represents really is my heart. The way in which you change an industry is generational teaching. These events are about inspiring women to change. I kind of hit my point.
I kind of was ready to just go, I'm out.
I just put my kids to bed. I walked out on the front porch and I had a complete panic attack. And it was because my husband and I had decided to sell half of our business, and I was actually going to go to work for somebody else. And it was going to be fantastic financially, and all the burden was going to come off my shoulders, but it was also going to sever a 17-year working relationship with my husband. So the very last meeting, I called the entire thing off because I felt like it was going to be the downfall of my marriage if I went forward with it. But I had to return back to a company that I thought was broken, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
When my husband realized that I was willing to take 17 years of what we'd built and completely pull it apart to be able to feel authentic for what I wanted to do, that was the moment where he said, I get it. You have to be able to do it your way. I had a new sense of purpose. I started to see that I could start to be in control of my financial future too. It's been the most amazing, amazing ride, and I can't even fathom what the next even year will be like for our business. I'm really excited.